back directly to the Eastland Fire Department and not to the city. Do you have a copy of it? Okay.
We'll work out the logistics.
Okay. I would also recommend that we probably pay that out of a fuel contingency account, maybe. We should have enough left in there to pay that $2,100, I think. And Joe, sometimes in the past, we've had TxDOT bring stuff to us. So if you ever can't get anything done like you did here, TxDOT usually will bring us diesel and gasoline. Don't know.
And when we met in July about the contract the first time, that was a learning curve for me.
Sure.
And so not knowing in that emergency
Well,
situation.
it was chaos that whole night. So I think
That
it's
was a
good.
learning curve.
It was a good deal. You set that up down there to get everybody fueled, set them to drive all the way back into Eastland and fuel up and go back out. So that was a good deal.
And also that's eligible for the FMAG.
Should be.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, so if you do get reimbursed with your FMAG for this, we'll need that to come back to the county.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and we'll just confirm who will file that. If you guys are
Okay.
not filing the FMAG now that you're reimbursed, if you want me to file it, absolutely.
I would just assume you go ahead and file it. You've already got the FMAG underway going for that. Okay, good deal. Can we have a motion then to go ahead and file this? Go ahead and pay this, probably out of fuel contingency to the Eastland Fire Department.
Motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye as well, and it is unanimous. I've got this ready for you if you want to take it. That way we can go ahead and get them on the pay. That's the original that Chief Williamson sent to me. Okay, that brings us up to item number 2. Oh, that's right. We are still paying bills.
I
That's
haven't
right.
done my spill yet.
Do your spill.
Okay.
Bring us your spill.
The first set should be the August 31st through September 1st health reimbursement. Reimbursement to employees. The second set should be 9/2 payroll, all payables except for workers' comp and unemployment. There's also another set of workers of 9/2. One of the checks didn't get processed correctly, so we had to issue another check. And then your next set should be September 2nd payroll gross wages. Then we have August 23rd ARPA. This was a payment to Desdemona Fire Department that was approved through court on August 22nd. Then we have August 17th fund data to be paid today. September. I'm having a hard time with September.
It's here.
We're already into it fairly well. September 2nd, vouchers payable that had to be paid between courts, and September 6th, vouchers payable to be paid today.
Gentlemen, any questions or comments about the bills, claims, and accounts to pay today? All right, do we have a motion to go ahead and pay those bills, claims, and accounts as presented by Ms. Dr.
Second.
Motion seconded. In favor, aye. Aye as well. All right. Start this around. And one, okay. Item number 2 is discuss, consider proposed contract between Eastern Fire Department and Eastern County. And Joe, you want this on the item on the agenda? You make the presentation? Or is JJ or Mayor Vernon? Okay. I have a contract copy for everybody to look at here. And I've been out and haven't looked at this a whole lot, but tell us what you got here, Joe.
So what we did, we put together, recommendations, just to, strengthen up the contract, and we presented through legal per the commission's recommendations. And then, I believe this contract was submitted over last Thursday for y'all's review. And then we wanted to come here to see if, there was any discussion or any questions that you may have, from us, pertaining to any of the points of the contract.
I guess I'd like to know what the changes were. I do see one about chief reserves the right to maintain the fire department's on-duty paid staff. I think that's a change.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. In the previous contract, led to the potential for interpretation that in the event there was a call for services in the county, and being the example of no volunteers showed up, that by contract, we would be required to respond to that call. And that's not our common practice that in the city to dispatch our only paid on-duty staff outside the city limits.
Didn't the other contract have something about not basically stripping the fire department of its necessary people to keep it in operation?
I did not read it. that
Okay,
way.
maybe not.
So the verbiage in the previous contract alluded to the fact that in the event there was another emergency within the city, then we could withhold that or withdraw that. But what I felt, what we felt left the void was in the event there was no other pending emergencies, then it would that contract obligated us to send that person to the county. And all we're doing is just shoring that up.
The issue would be if no volunteers showed up, you wouldn't want your paid person to leave the city.
Correct.
Any other major changes in it?
There were a few modifications made. A lot of it was to just clarify some of the misunderstandings for the firefighter services. One of it, another one is kind of some of the stuff that we talked about, and we've added where the city, being the fact that we're covered under the workman's comp of the county while providing services in that described area, we've obligated that we will follow applicable laws and professional conduct. We've also entered that the city will not use an underage person or someone who's not a member of our fire department. That would create, it's just different bullet points. The city provides the record management system that we file through INFRS, which makes our fire department grant worthy, so that we can apply for grants through the Forestry Service, which those equipment and better services provide to the county. There's a bullet in there where we discuss kind of what happened on the Kidd Fire, which gives the fire chief or his designee the opportunity to secure those equipments and services to mitigate an emergency. And the fuel that we just previously talked about in the previous agenda item is an example. But also, we look at some other events, and you can look at some historical events that's taken place where specialized equipment, such as a crane or hazardous material intervention, that has to be where time is of the essence. And so if this is not something that you're willing, what we'd like to do is just see that process shored up in the contract of the steps, for example, so I don't make another error like I did in summing
I
some.
wouldn't say that was exactly an error. TxDOT hasn't always done that when we needed to, maybe they were out, couldn't make it in a long time
ago,
ago.
they wouldn't do it, but we got that resolved and
And so what we're hoping to gain too for future is, for example, this event happened with the fuel because I was new, maybe. In just discussing with some other chiefs, they were aware that TxDOT was a resource. I wasn't. So with this contract, in the event one of the county chiefs was to evacuate their position and a new one come in, this is a good tool to educate the next fire chief on the processes and procedures of what to do. So this bridge can be behind us and we're not here again talking about who's going to pay for a $10,000 crane it took to evacuate a child out of a well. Those type of events down the road. I just think that if that process and procedure could be identified so that it eliminates those questions in the future. Because in the event, at the time of trying to rescue someone out of where a piece of specialized equipment, to me, is not the time to be deciphering those processes and procedures. They typically, don't always happen Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, when everyone's accessible by, these things will happen holidays, middle of the night type deal. So just that guidance through that contract tells us what to do today, tomorrow, and in the future.
You realize this contract is just between
the city of Eastland and the county of Eastland, the other 7 departments,
Yeah, I don't know anything
they've
about those
not
seven
approached
departments.
me. I don't guess they've approached the commissioners about any changes. So this is really a standalone contract
Yes,
as you being a contractor. Okay.
yes. And the other 7 chiefs, obviously, there's been some dialogue back and forth and their stance on where they are. I'm not here to present on
My
that.
reason for saying that is,
The contract that you have with the county would not necessarily affect the other fire departments going out and doing something. It's just where Eastland EFD comes in.
And that's kind of referenced, not exactly to that note, but where we refer to in the Eastland's primary, and that term seemed to be a common term used from some territory that was drawn up, primary response area or primary response district, or we also included any incident where the Eastland Fire Department may be acting in the role of the incident commander. And that contract, as you say, is between the city of Eastland and the commission, the county. So outside of
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, but usually the incident commander is the first supervisor on scene in that response area.
Correct.
So that typically wouldn't be Eastland unless it's in Eastland's response area.
Correct.
So if something happens in Olden or
And
Highland
there's
Star,
also,
then that fire department is going to be the incident command unless they relinquish that authority and give it to somebody else.
and there's also an opportunity to go vice versa. For example, if Olden was on a call, or for example, in even Cisco, I've run incident command in Cisco's primary district because for whatever reason we arrive first. And then there's that opportunity to transfer command to the host city. So that could happen, but in the event that the situation calls for where the Eastland Fire Department, were to arrive, establish the role of the incident commander, we would be bound in this contract until either the command was transferred or that host city chose to maintain the incident command position as established. And there's some processes and procedures within that right there that I think significantly should be addressed. And that's where we talked about the SOP that that kind of manage the 8 fire departments. Ooh, that scared me.
Sorry.
I was hoping that wasn't you know, so for those processes and procedures right there, who and why and how people become that role.
Okay, gentlemen, we kind of heard about,
What some of the changes are. I think it would be very worthwhile if we sent this and the original that we have with them to our local counsel, who'd be Brad Stevenson, and let him lay them side by side and see if there's any issues that he has with us entering into a contract like this, or maybe he might want to make some suggestions on it. You've already taken this by your legal?
Yes,
Okay.
we sent it to Brad.
The Brad's looked at it as well. Okay.
We sent it to him, we don't know.
Oh, yeah, you looped him in on the email.
We
Right.
sent it, you got it, Loretta got it, and
Right.
which is what you asked us to do.
Right.
And we sent it to all three. So
Okay.
whether you're saying it or not with a holiday weekend, I have no idea.
Okay.
I think we need to send it to Jim or Bob.
The Allison Bass and McGee? Okay. A copy of the existing contract.
That's my 2 cents. I think we don't want to put Brad in the middle of something that maybe Allison and McGee will see that is not beneficial for us.
Okay. All right, commissioners, what is it, Robert Stoken, what about other commissioners?
Yeah, that's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
The only thing about that is it may take them a while. We may be on some kind of a period of time until we get something back. Sometimes Allison Bass and McGee get back to me within a week or two. Sometimes it's a month. So we can at least start the process.
I want to first, I appreciate very much the opportunity that you are giving us to just look at this and see if there's, if this document here will make it better. And that's what we're trying to do, is just strengthen this process and make it better.
your
We thank you for that.
overriding goal is to
Make the contract better for the two agencies, both the city and the county.
Both the city and the
Okay.
county.
Okay.
And again, I think if you look at some of the bullet points, you will see where the city has put them as shall provide and shall. So we're, and again, we're providing the use of the EOC when that'll be developed and improved. And there's a lot of the cities reaching across the table to the county also in this contract.
We use the EOC at Tech Stop before, we use one out of DPS for dispatch isn't really big enough to have the EOC. But we have used Tech Stop, and they've got actually cable and everything set up, but the command center should really get that reactivated. And the DPS office has got room for it to do that before, we've done that.
And
Just something to think about.
that's it. Very nice. But just something to think about is to know if the EOC at the Eastland Fire Station ever became a benefit to the county, then you guys, that's what's in here is for y'all to have the opportunity to occupy that.
All right.
I have a motion to table this, send it for review to Allison Bass and McGee, and bring it back to us whenever that review has been completed.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. And I will send a copy of this proposal and the existing contract to Allison Bass and McGee and let them look at it and give us some guidance on it, okay? All right, anything else?
I'm good.
All right,
Thank y'all, appreciate it.
thank you. All right, that takes us to item number 3. Item number 3 and number 4 are tied together, and Sheriff Legger's not here today, but he called me yesterday and asked me to follow through with this. We have to have a public hearing to discuss, this is number 3, public hearing to discuss an application for grant assistance through U.S. Department of Agriculture Rural Development in the amount of $41,846.70 for the purchase of 2 sheriff's office vehicles. So is anyone here from the public about the public hearing? And with that, Kathy, if you'll make a note that there's nobody here for the public hearing about this application, then we can move on to number 4. Discuss, consider adoption of resolution of Eastland County Commissioners Court approving application for grant assistance for the purchase of 2 sheriff's office vehicles. I have a resolution here, and I don't think y'all have got copies of it.
I was looking for mine. I don't see one.
Oh, I've got 3. I think I've got 3. Jason's going to bring a bunch of them with him. I'll hand that down and let y'all look at it as well. and one for you, and
You want
then
me to make
James and I've
some
got this one to look
copies?
at.
You don't
We'll
have
get, we'll get copies to everybody. There we go. So this resolution says, whereas the county of Eastland deems it necessary and proper to apply for grant assistance under the rules and regulations of rural utility services for the United States Department of Agriculture. Now therefore be it provided by the above named applicant that Rex Fields, Eastern County Judge, as the signatory agent of the applicant or successor of said agent, is hereby authorized and directed to make application for grant assistance under the rules and regulations of the Rural Utility Service, the Department of the United States Department of Agriculture, and to sign the acceptance of the grant assistance when made, and this is important, and any other documents required to complete the project on behalf of the above named applicant. So Jason said, make absolutely sure that I'm given authority to be able to sign any documents that go along with this resolution.
So James, he's going out, he's gonna try to get two vehicles.
2 Tahoes. This is what he did last year.
Yes, sir.
We got either 1 or 2 last year we paid for.
Right.
This is the same, exact same grant according to Jason. Thank you.
So it would be in next year's budget or just coming up if he got it done. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be next year's budget.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the ones we ordered last October under this same grant, we just now got the final one on. All these, like 10 months later. So with that, I've explained it as well as I know it. And do we have a motion to adopt this resolution for the grant assistance for these 2 sheriff's office vehicles?
And allow you to sign any
And allow me to
paper.
sign any documents necessary.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. And Kathy, I'm gonna go ahead and sign these and get you to attest them when you get a chance, and then send me back an attested copy so I can send it to Jason.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning. Okay, there's you a signed copy of that resolution,
Loretta needed that. Okay,
and you'll email me back a scanned copy after you attest it.
I will.
Okay,
Yep.
good deal. All right. That takes us to number 5. This is adopt the budget and file a copy of the county clerk and auditor. This is under local government code LGC 111.008. And Sonia is here to help us with that since Loretta is out today.
There's I think she's got everything ready on the budget to do.
Is it version 4?
It's version 4.
Okay. All right. Any questions, comments, anyone on adopting the budget and filing a copy of the county clerk and auditor?
And you will get version 4 to me, correct?
Yes.
I'll make the motion to adopt it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt the budget. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Would you note there are 4 of us because we've got to have 4 for that and 4 for the tax rate, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, and that takes us to number 6, adopt the 2022 tax rate, tax code 26.06 sub D and 26.06 sub E.
Judge Fields will need to execute this here in a minute. too.
Okay.
In front of a notary.
I will need to get Linda to come up and we can do that.
So,
Yeah, these are for Loretta.
She'll have to get her notary stamp too, Sonia.
Okay.
There'll be-
All right.
um,
Item number 6, again, is to adopt the tax rate, and we've got the prescriptive language here that has to be used.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
So we still need to correct this one. The budget certificate still has Andy here.
But it has absent down there at the bottom.
Oh, okay, so that's what you're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Judge.
All right, look it over. Let's make sure we do
And
that.
the last page that you corrected, the one where it says, all members are present, all 5 members are present.
It has,
Page 5 of 5.
Yeah.
Right.
It says with 5 members present, should be,
yeah, it
members
should be
present.
4. Let me go correct that real quick.
Okay.
and that shows absent.
Kathy, does it have to note that Andy is absent?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Yes. Does she need her page 4 too, or she is gonna, well, it's just the verbiage, and then she'll show that he's absent again. It's just that back page. Are y'all ready for me to notarize something?
Not yet. We thought we were, but we found that something needs to be changed.
Okay. So number 5, we've adopted the budget. What about filing a copy of county clerk? I mean, it's statute that it happens.
We need to make that motion to file it. Can we have a motion to file the adopted budget with the county clerk? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign. And that carries, and we will file that with the county clerk's office.
Thank you.
Just remind everybody, we do have a commissioners court meeting next Monday, 6 days away. The regular meeting
Sound like fun.
on the 12th.
It doesn't look too bad though.
That's good news.
Still early though.
It is still early. Still waiting on paperwork to come back.
Go back up here and
Okay. When you see Sonia come back in, we'll be ready.
Here she
that's her
comes.
door, so it might be her.
Here she comes.
Okay, I think that's the wording.
Last page.
Okay.
And there's the rest of those.
All right.
And then Loretta said that she would have the budget ready this evening or in the morning.
Okay. All right. Have we taken the motion and the second to adopt the budget and set the tax rate? Looking towards you, okay.
I would think, no.
All right. So at this point, we need to follow number 6, which is adopt the 2022 tax rate. And Commissioner Raines, I think you've got the descriptive language on that.
I move to adopt a 2022 property tax rate of 36.1 cents.
Okay. Any further discussion? Do we have a second? Second made. All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. Okay, we've adopted the budget. We've ordered it to be filed with the clerk. We have set the tax rate, and now we need to sign the documents
Yes,
pertaining to and get them notarized here.
we get this together here.
Okay.
I want to make sure those, I've got the right ones. out.
Okay.
Did you get a new one, Judge?
She did, she even know.
Okay, y'all got a new one?
Yeah.
That's for Crenshaw and then Andrew.
That's the new one.
I got it.
It'll have the language on there where it says Andy Maxwell being absent.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Okay, all right, she's got that.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Which one do you want me to actually sign and send about?
All of these.
All of those. All right, here we go.
And Loretta needs 2 originals of these, right, Sonia?
3.
Keep
She,
up.
3. She just sent me a message.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's for you.
Who are we sending it out for?
Need roll call on tax vote.
Got it.
Judge, am I notarizing all
Yes,
Yeah,
4
we need-
signatures? So we need to pass them around, get everybody to sign them?
right.
Oh, I didn't sign
Missed one on the front.
I'll give these back to you and you can sign them real quick.
Started.
Oh, I guess I should sign.
Mm-hmm.
Get it from that street.
Yeah, it'll circle back.
Oh, this
Yeah,
one.
one on top. Yeah, the other one to the-
Here's my book.
Got it in there. Guess everyone can sign my book too.
While we're here. Might as well do it.
There's 4 for Linda.
I'll sign it just right there. I'll fill the rest of it in later.
She knows, she's notarized stuff from before, she understands.
Okay. I'll be nice to her.
Everybody except the judge, I guess.
Mhm.
Someone placed it down the road at 4 inches, just miles.
Will you all raise your right hand and swear that this is your true correct signature?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just waiting on the judge to get back now.
And you got your 3, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Brandon, how much rate did you get overall?
We got about probably an inch and a half to,
Do you need another one?
Yes.
yeah,
No?
okay. And then, it's rained just a little bit here and there. But maybe about 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Radiation just a little over an inch, and then I haven't dumped it in like 4 days.
Where is it?
Right over here.
Where?
Hadn't got it turned down. Yard water,
Yeah.
not even know.
Well, that's the same thing I say about.
Yes.
Let's go east, and I'm like, well,
No,
east
see.
always gets all the rain. It seems like it just goes right around us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong and Jordan down that area's been getting it pretty good.
Yeah, Breckenridge.
Y'all got like 4 inches, didn't you, James, at Ranger? 2
Last
weeks
Sunday,
Last Sunday.
yeah, last Sunday, 9,
That's
got
lots.
4, and then about a half inch the rest of the week, and then from Thursday to this morning was about an inch and a half.
6 or 7. 6
It's just in
inches.
spots, so I mean,
Uh.
some places got more than that.
Last rain that I dumped out before this last bit, it was only half inch.
Yeah, half inch.
Under 2 inches.
Yeah, and then in the middle of towns that don't even need, like Fort Worth, Dallas, they got 14 inches in 5 hours.
Yeah,
They got a storm came through yesterday.
I hope we don't get that here.
Yeah, they had like quarter size hail.
I know it's a bunch of wind apparently, because my son's had the tree limbs blowing over on the car.
Yeah. I have a friend that lives in Hannah.
Busted down.
Said they had hail.
Electricity was out.
Mhm.
Today was Saturday.
Perfect. It's pretty good at that.
That one-legged deal.
One leg's gonna look like Godzilla, and the other's gonna look like Tweety.
Judge, I need you to sign this.
Okay,
We could draw a cartoon like that.
Yeah.
go ahead.
Get the prisoners to do it. They do great artwork.
Thank you. Whatever it takes. I've been on this thing 2 weeks, I hate them already. Okay, what else do we need to do, folks? Is that it?
I think
All
so.
right. We will then move on to item number 7. Discuss, consider adopting a waiver for workers' comp for contractors for construction project at Precinct 2. Commissioner Crenshaw, what do you have there, sir?
Yeah, I'm trying to get approval on a waiver for workman's comp. I had started this out and then Brad said this wasn't good enough, so he had to talk with TAC lawyers. And they come back with this form, said this happened pretty frequently with them. So with the counties, different counties getting a waiver, so
He's building a new metal building in the yard.
yeah, he's building a equipment shed for us. And I was told when it first started off, yeah, they needed some kind of waiver to do it, which I started and I just made up a waiver that helped Eastland County not responsible for any injuries. And then they said that wasn't good enough. So then they went back to, got with TAC, and then TAC come up with this, said this would work for us.
Has Brad looked at this one?
Brad is the one that,
He put it together and sent it to TAC.
yeah,
Okay.
and then, well, actually TAC gave that to Brad on what that would,
Okay.
but Brad said this is what I needed to get it, which, I've never seen one of these run through court before. I mean, that's, as a waiver, I know people do work here in this county at the courthouse and stuff like that. I've never seen this come through court.
Do you
Is that
think,
something that we need to do every time, or?
well, if they don't have workers' comp, they'll have to have, there's only a couple of ways. One of them is the waiver. And one of them would be if they are a contractor, and everybody that does work for them as a subcontractor, or they're doing all the work themselves.
Well, that's exactly what this was. He was a contractor. He worked for himself. But
But he's got these other 2 people to sign on it because they're probably subcontractors
Yeah.
under him. Okay, well, this is what we need.
yeah, all 3 of them are actual welders, but they don't work for him. But he's gonna pay them for this,
Okay.
but they don't actually work for him.
Well, if Brad has agreed to it and TAC has drafted it and you agree to it, I don't see any issue with us. Commissioners, what do y'all think? Okay. So can we have a motion then to accept these 3 waivers of workers' comp? And I'm going to read the names off to you, Kathy, so you get them into the file.
Okay.
One is Van Thomason from Odin. The second one is Brian Rogers from Cisco.
BRY.
B-R-I-A-N, Rogers, R-O-G-E-R-S.
Okay.
And then the third one is Ben Gonzalez, G-O-N-Z-A-L-E-S. And he is from Bernie, B-O-E-R-N-E.
Okay.
So do we have a second and a motion?
Second.
All in favor to accept these 3 waivers from these 3 contractors for this project, Precinct 2? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. It's unanimous.
Do you need to sign anything or?
There's nothing on here
just
for us to sign. I guess just use the minutes.
Okay.
If something comes up, we'll just go back into the minutes and have it in there.
Okay.
James, what do you need to take back to these people just to let them know that we've adopted it, we've approved it?
Well, they've got a copy of this.
Okay.
So, I mean, they all signed it. So, I would guess that would be enough for them.
Okay. Okay, and Kathy will have it in the minutes that we
As long,
approved.
as long as it's
Do you need
approved to the
those?
court.
I don't have those yet.
Okay.
Do you need a copy?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a copy just
That
in
would be a good
case.
idea. Okay, anything else on item 7?
Mhm.
All right, item number 8 is discuss, consider road crossing agreement with West Bend Water for County Road 290. Commissioner Wilson.
Yes, sir, West End contact me, he's needing to go down the ditch, the ways and give somebody some water. And like always, they did a good job, I just need to approve.
This is precinct 3.
Yes, ma'am,
All right,
County Road 290.
any questions or comments, anyone? All right, can we have a motion then to enter in this agreement with West Bend Water Supply Corporation pertaining to County Road 290 in precinct 3?
I'll make it.
Do we have a second? All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. It is unanimous.
Is that Dustin Jones on that? I'll mail him a copy. Do you need one too?
Please, ma'am,
Okay.
thank you.
Mhm.
Miss Kathy.
Did he? Okay.
Just pass it back that way.
Okay, that takes us to item number 9. Discuss, consider proposed improvements to County Road 294, precinct 3, also known as the Long Branch Road. Mr. Wilson, and do we have somebody here about that?
Yeah.
You here as well? Okay. You want to come on forward and tell us your name on the record?
Yeah, Brent Green.
Brent Green? Okay. Commissioner Wilson, what do you have there, sir?
Yes, sir, they said there were several steps to go through to try to get this done, and I called Tack and talked to Paul Miles, attorney. My understanding of the way it could be done is we could bypass taking a bid and just take donations from the people that want to improve the road. And this is what he sent me. And we're trying to get the, I guess, the legal right way to do it, Judge.
So kind of tell me what the proposal is, Brent.
Ferris Wilkes is wanting to do 1.5 miles, 22 feet wide, which is how wide that county road is now. On County Road 294. So Radon is a company that we would like to do it. They are the ones that's done the county roads for us in the past. They did the airport road. And so anyway, they're gonna, they'll prep the subgrade, put the prime oil down, bring in the asphalt, compact it. There'll be 2 inches of asphalt. And then Ferris Wilkes has agreed to maintain and repair any and unnecessary repairs for 5 consecutive years.
What's the estimated
Proposed cost in this project.
So the estimated proposal cost.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we throw it
Okay,
out.
let me just ask this. Is it proposed, it looks like it's gonna be over $50,000?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, don't give me the numbers then. Yeah, you're right.
yes.
So let me get this straight. The Wilkes Group wants to donate the money to the county, for the county to hire a contractor and have the road paved.
No, we would prefer just to have the work done and paid for it, and then donate the product to you afterwards.
Mr. Miles?
Well, I asked him what we needed to do to try to make it the easiest way when somebody was trying to help us on the road. And that's the way he But I understood it, you know, you could bypass it and take donation and you wouldn't have to go out for bids, the way I understood it, and that's kind of the way it is here on that bill.
Robert, do you remember how we did this on the road out by the airport?
They didn't have that was before 15, when they come out with that AG's opinion that said we couldn't do it.
Okay,
And 15, Paxton come out with an adjoining opinion with Abbott from 13 that said we couldn't do anything that wasn't done through competitive bidding if the total got over the 50,000 threshold. And what it basically says is it quotes the same statute that Ronnie's got here, but it says all other applicable laws have to be followed.
which is the bid
Which
law.
is, and when one of them in there is the competitive bidding clause.
Okay,
in there.
okay.
So that is a bill, is what you're saying now?
No, it's an
I mean-
attorney general's opinion.
So it's his opinion, it's just opinion, right?
Well, but it carries legal weight.
It carries legal weight, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
Paul didn't give that to you.
That's it. Yeah,
That AG's opinion, Paul didn't get that.
yeah. It's-
I don't know either.
The
asked him
one, I
about
could
it.
never find 15. Here's 13. It says Commissioners Court cannot or may not accept donations with conditions that are unreasonable or inconsistent with other laws. And the second one it quotes is competitive bid requirements for certain purchases. Underneath there.
What do you have?
AG's opinion from Abbott.
Okay. That hasn't been pulled.
No, 15, Paxton issued a letter, not an opinion, but a letter stating this, which all come from TAC to us, that said, you still have to meet competitive bidding clauses. Am I wrong? Okay. And I could not find Paxton's letter. I found the AG opinion, Abbott, but I couldn't
So
find
when
it.
the past we did this and accepted the, usually the finished product,
Yes.
it was because we could do it.
Yeah, it was before, it was before they come up with that next deal that said, no, you can't do it.
Okay. Okay. I think it's a great idea, Brent. I think
Oh,
if you
yeah.
want to start paving those roads like that, and we want to make sure we do this in the right manner, I want to make sure we do it legally.
Right.
So we're going to have to, if we do, it looks like we're going to go through the bid process. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but if we do, we're going to have a proposal so that we can go through the bid process in a formal manner and get bids to come in for that work.
Yeah.
If you've already drafted those or not, we're going to have them at some point. So it's your opinion from what you've read, and Brad, you're saying we would have to go through the bid process.
I absolutely believe Robert's correct on that. I hate to admit that, but yes, I think he's absolutely.
Well, we're only about 2 exemptions from bid, and one is sole source, which we've used in the past, and the other one, which escapes my mind at the moment. But it's if we need to do anything around $50,000 or more, we have always had to bid it out, except for those 2 exceptions that I remember.
Robert, as Roger mentioned, when we started doing some paving projects, way back in the old days when we used to be around, we were actually doing, the county was actually doing the work itself. And the contributions came in from people who were on those roads dedicating those funds. And they were actually providing money for the materials. But I think even at that point, even before those opinions, if it weren't about $50,000 on actual materials, we still had to do.
Well, if you were coming through the county though, y'all already build material.
Yeah.
Because we bid materials every year.
Back then, that was probably 25,000 because they dumped it up to 50 10 years ago.
You're correct. But he's right on his interpretation on those. Unfortunately, it makes it more difficult.
Yeah.
But, nonetheless, those contribution funds come into the county. They're part of the county's budget process. I think that's what Paxton was talking about. And therefore,
everything you're bound by, even if you're doing tax money, that would kind of wipe out the difference between a contribution and tax. It's funds dispersed and used by the county.
What they do was a contribution that was below 50,000, or if it was, didn't have stipulations on it, like we're gonna go do County Road X, Y, Z, so many miles, so much width, just put it in the general budget and use it. That might be something different, but it still have to be below $50,000.
Might be, but, you know, if it would have a lot to do with if you're using a contractor to do it, or if you're using, county, equipment and manpower to do it. Then you've got the issue of people saying, you know, whoa, this is a special deal, but you're still utilizing county resources to do that. So I think you'd have to add in and consider the value of the, contribution to the county as well.
Yeah.
That's a deviation, it's a slight deviation from what they do.
It sure is bad though, because you know, they want to go in there and spend half of what my budget is, and just because somebody don't like it, made a rule, you know, that's what just don't make sense to me at all. Trying to help the county.
Well,
I put a thorn in their side.
I appreciate the help of the county, but we still want to do it in a legal manner.
Oh, I'm with the judge, I just want to say.
I also second that, you know, it seems ironic you would be allowed to spend your money on the contract you want, and then also warranting it for 5 years wouldn't make sense if you're not picking the person doing the work, because, why would you do that?
Yeah,
Well,
because we know a little bit.
Yeah, I know, you're taking a little bit.
I'm assuming this is not changed, the court is not bound to accept the lowest offer.
Yeah.
Particularly,
It's the best offer,
it's the best
and the
offer.
best is not being clearly defined, it's what is best for the county.
I agree completely, but in this instance where you've got, someone who's willing to warrant something for 5 years, warranting payment, as Robert will surely tell you, warranting pavement projects for 5 years, probably not a real good deal for the contractor. Because in 5 years, it's gonna take some digging.
And it's in our best interest to make sure it's good, because we want it to use it, so, it would be counterproductive to spend that kind of money and then not keep it.
Okay, Commissioner, how do we want to move forward?
We have to go out for bid.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's usually what we've done.
Take about a month to get everything. You have to advertise, go out for bid, open bids.
Well, in a month, then it's gonna get to where they probably can't even do it this year. Are they wanting to do it this year?
Yeah.
We won't do it right now.
Brett, we're trying to get the timing down on this. When would you be able to get us the plans about what your company's willing to pay for the plans for the project? When could you get that to us so we could go out for a bid package on it?
I can get it to you today, in the next couple hours.
Okay.
And that would be the
It's already-
specs on it.
The specs
Yes,
on the
specs.
proposal or specs, either one, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Then we approve it on the 12th, then go in the paper on the 15th. You can run it. You wouldn't be able to open it until the first week of October.
Right.
The first meeting in October.
But I think that keeps us completely within the
Yeah.
guidelines given to us by the law.
October the 10th, which is a holiday, so move to the 11th.
Well, we'd have a meeting though, like the second
pay
or
the bill.
third, first.
We'll have to
second.
pay the bill
Oh, okay.
meeting in October
Yeah.
Gotcha.
the 5th or the 6th or
Yeah,
something.
somewhere in there,
Yeah, I
there'll
think
be a
there's a
meeting.
special already set up.
Okay.
And then, after y'all do put it out for bid, then what are y'all asking? If
If, to do it like that, I think what we'd have to do is take the bid and then we get her in agreement with y'all for the donation and then hire the contractor. But it'd be up to y'all too. I mean, if it was a contractor, y'all said no, then it's no. I mean,
Mhm.
I wouldn't think any money would have to change hands until we got the bid and y'all said, yep, that sounds good to us.
And then we would be donating the money to the county.
Yeah, and then the county would be paying the contractor. You'd have to have a paper trail through the county to come in and go out.
And we need to have the money in hand before we start the process of awarding the bid.
Yeah.
Before we green light the contractor.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And Brad said that we could take the best bidder out that we feel comfortable with.
You do not have to take the lowest dollar bid, you can take the best bid. That's kind of an interesting situation when you've got someone who's willing to donate whatever it takes to get
Yeah.
there. I think you
There's also something in that bid law about if it's a local vendor. And, of course, Radon is not exactly local, but he's just over the county line in Stevens County. I think there's an exception for a local contractor on the bid process if he's not the lowest bid.
got quite an experience, with radon also doing public works here in Eastern County. And they do stuff with the school district and probably every city.
The Eagle Road out here, he rebuilt a lot of that.
For us.
And since Radon's have already given me a bid, do they have to give y'all a
Yes,
bid?
they have to submit one through the bid process.
Okay.
And I'm sorry it's gonna take more time and more effort, but we've got, since we're the county, we've got to comply with all those laws that we've been talking about this whole process.
Okay.
But he could just submit the bid that Radon give him, can he, couldn't
It'd be dated prior to going out to bid.
Radon will need to send it to me, we need to send it to the auditor's office. Loretta will put the advertisement together about it, or Sonia, and get it in the papers, and then we start getting the bids back in, we take them in to the cutoff date and time, and then we have a meeting as soon as possible right after that.
Okay. Okay, I want to try to talk Radon into.
Oh, he's not that hard to talk.
No, I know him well, but he's not going to put the same kind of numbers out in the public as he would
Yeah.
straight to us. So kind of in a pickle there.
And I don't see any way around it, Brent.
Yeah. So just have to ask him. Ask Ferris. I bet he wants it.
Brent, do you want a copy of what Robert's saying is rules of law?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I have that one. It probably doesn't matter, but we gave us legal people, and of course, I guess when you start adding in lingo like opinions and stuff, well, you pretty much stuck at that.
Brent, if you want to submit that project back, I'll give you my email address here. You can submit it to me or you give it to Ronnie.
It'd get faster or whatever.
Just Ronnie, just mail it to Ronnie.
Okay.
And that if the Wilks decide they want to go ahead and go forward with it, then Ronnie can give that information to Loretta and she can put the bid package together based on those specs.
Okay.
And we'll have another meeting on the 12th, which is next Monday, 6 days from today.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and put it on the agenda just so that we make sure we have it on there.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
I think they've already filed that. Don't have to do an amended one.
Yeah. Filed it for 30.
Yeah, that's what
I
I was.
wouldn't file it till Friday.
I've got two in my box.
Well,
One
one
of
we
them was
filed,
Yes.
One
This
of
is
them
amended
was
in here.
for today.
Yeah, this is those.
Oh.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah, that one of them was an
Gotcha.
extra one for today.
Well, then I don't know how long that be.
Thank you, Brad.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Not even all.
That takes us then to number 10, up down the county burn ban. And after talking with commissioners and the rain that we had, I took the burn ban off last Friday morning. And so it's off at this point. I wound up with 3.6 inches of rain over the whole event. North Cisco, Robert, what did you get?
Yeah, it was pretty close to that. It was not quite that much.
And Ronnie, what did you get over the whole event?
5 miles north around Star, around 2 inches the whole event. Then you go into Right Star, they got 4 and 5, 6 inches.
And then what about,
I've had about 6 total.
wow,
Oh, that's nice.
and then what about Andy, you may talk to Andy about how much rainfall he got? Okay.
We got about 2 on my side and Oldham.
You got 2.
2 altogether?
Mm-hmm.
Julie said she ain't been living right.
Right here in town.
So with that knowledge, does anybody want to put on a new burn ban or let this burn ban stay off until next Monday? We'll have it back on the agenda anyway.
People are burning.
Yeah.
I know.
Soon as your
Probably
pen
just
hit the
leave it
paper.
off till next Monday.
I'm with James.
Leave it off till next Monday.
That's what
So
I,
does anybody want to make a motion to put a new burn ban back on?
So everybody needed to be careful, and if you burn something, be careful.
Julie, if you would, please get that out there. If they need to call dispatch and the local fire department before they light it up.
You need to turn around.
Oh, they hear me. My folder.
Okay, we've covered all the items on this special agenda. May we have a motion to adjourn?
Yes, sir.
And a second.
I'll say.
Motion made, seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all again for helping us get one more budget put together.